We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Cam Smith, Miami Dolphins cornerback. Finally, the preseason is here. We got some real football to break down. We get to see these rookies in action for the first time. Cam Smith showed a lot of promise last night. Maybe there was a couple plays he'd like to take back, but he definitely showed what he was capable of, like, in this defense. And Fangio was calling some very, Fangio and McDaniel really only showing probably like 10% of their playbook. Like, they were going very basic with their calls. These are calls you will very rarely see during the regular season. Things will be, more complex. There will be a lot more help in certain situations. Like when he was put in tough situations, he gave up like a big play down the field. This play right here, though, was the play of the night, in my opinion. The most impressive play I saw anybody make on the whole Miami Dolphins team. This pass breakup here from Cam Smith. This is stuff like I've seen him doing in camp a lot. And this is stuff that was littered all over his film coming out of South Carolina. He's got that great closing speed. Like, look at his positioning here. Closing underneath. You can see that burst. And he just has great ball skills. You can see hook and spot. Like, he hooks around the right hip, but you don't want to turn the receiver. If you turn the receiver, this is where you get yourself in trouble. You get the PIs. He just gets his hip hooked without turning him and then makes the play at the catch point with the swat. High level work. Very good stuff from Cam Smith. It was super exciting to watch the rookies last night. A-Chain played solid. I'll have a video out on A-Chain tomorrow. Also, let me know down in the comments what other sort of videos you want to see this week on the preseason. I've got some ideas, but just let me know if you want to see some full teams, breakdowns, both sides of the ball, specific players. But here, let's watch this play a little more slowly. Cam Smith, outside leverage. This motion's coming this way. They're in man-to-man, and his first step is he takes a false step here initially, and for him to make up recovery speed here, just float to the left, no reason. The guy that he's in man-to-man is already crossing right here. He is multiple yards of outside leverage on his alignment. They're rolling away from him, and he's able to close that fast and make a play. That is amazing athleticism. It shows what he's capable of. To me, Cam Smith, Kader Kohou, and Xavier Howard should be the three starting corners. I think they give you the highest upside out there, give you the most coverage versatility and what you would need to replace Ramsey. And then guys like probably like Eli Apple, maybe Noah, if he keeps improving like he has, being like backups and stuff like that. But I want to see the top three guys be Cam Smith, Kohou, and Howard, because I think that's still a very nice trio out there without Ramsey, and it gives Cam Smith a lot of experience while Ramsey's out, and I think he's ready. He showed me enough last night in that preseason game, and I thought he would be ready coming out of college just based off his film alone. Dolphins pretty much matched up here across the board. They run double moves on both sides, and the opposite side gets the target, and they both kind of fall for it. It should have been completed this side of the field, but at the top, we'll look at Cam Smith here. He does a pretty good job recovering and getting back in a pretty solid position. Like, even though he bites on this, he is ready to jump. He's a very aggressive player. He likes to get downhill, jump those comebacks, those curl routes, those digs, outs, anything like that. But he's able to, in a bad position here, this receiver should blow by him, and he's still able to get back into out of his transition right there and be pretty close to being in phase with the receiver. If this ball was thrown, I think he's got the speed to recover, catch up, and make a play at the catch point. He has that sort of length as well to him. He can really excel in a vertical plane. These coverages, pretty basic for the Dolphins. I'll get to, another play later, but usually when things would break across the field, they pass it off. Lots of match concepts that we would match on a vertical plane a lot, but once things start working in different directions, depending on which coverage it is, it would make life a little bit easier on Cam Smith, just understanding his leverage and alignment, and he can make a little more plays on that, but still looking pretty good there. Love to see his recovery speed. Once he, doesn't take those false steps, he could be really, really good. This is a play Cam Smith gives up a big gain here. This is probably his most negative play of the night, giving up, this big yardage. I think he's just put in a tough position here, and this is why I don't put too much stock into the preseason when it comes to if they're getting beaten away, I'm that's more of the coverage scheme, and I don't think Fangio is going to put his DBs in a situation like this. A lot of times, when you're they're in a variation of cover 3, and they're bringing 5 as well, blitz, so they only have 3 deep, 3 underneath, so you would like to get pressure there a little bit quicker when you're bringing an extra guy. Plus, when you have a guy with outside alignment and leverage, and they're working just a 2-man deep route concept down the field, a lot of times when this would break across, there would be some safety help to break down on it. Some guys gaining a little more depth. There'd be people matching off, helping on this throw. So Cam Smith gets a little out of position, but he's put in a very difficult spot here just based on his pre-snap alignment and leverage. Just, got to anticipate more. But I think, in regular season play, he would get a little more help on these types of concepts down the field. So I'm not going to put too much stock in this play. Plus, he is a rookie corner. You're going to get beat. Like, corner is one of the toughest positions in the NFL. I think it is the hardest position personally. And it's like, I feel like anytime you give up a big play, you get hugely criticized, but like it's the receiver's jobs to make plays, and I think they're usually more in an advantageous position to make those plays. So if they do, you just got to be able to bounce back, and I can't think Cam Smith has like that confidence level to really bounce back from these types of plays. Here we got Cam Smith getting involved in some run support, making this tackle for loss. Lots of good work up here up front too. Some good job spilling this to the outside. I think 95 right here, creating that penetration instantly, forcing this to bounce, and Cam Smith does a good job seeing this, identifying as a run. Once this wide receiver works to the inside, he's going inside to crack, and once they go inside to crack like this, you have to replace. It's called crack and replace. That guy cracks, you replace, you become that defender there, and he makes that tackle for the loss. I wouldn't say he's like the best tackler coming out of South Carolina. He'll miss some tackles just because his technique, and he'll play very aggressive, but he is very willing to get down there, get involved in run support, and make those tackles. He'll make some big hits. So I mean, this is stuff that was all over the South Carolina tape, so it's definitely translated to the next level. I think his film, his tape, his play style translates to this scheme to the next level. I think he'll be just fine. This is a great play. He had some of the most impactful plays in this game. Really good work from Cam Smith. Definitely one of the more impressive rookies last night. I think him and A-Chain really shined, and then there was some, Higgins had his moments as well. I still have to watch the offensive line play, which I will definitely get to at some point this week. Look at the left guard battle for sure. And then some of the UDFAs looked pretty good as well. I can't wait to get a deeper dive on those guys, but Cam Smith making huge plays throughout this game. I haven't mentioned it yet, but Cam Smith was injured throughout those final plays. I know people thought he got injured on that hit right there, that run, but you could tell he was flexing his arms plays before that. So hopefully the injury is not serious. I want to mention that. Nothing too major. It's a shoulder injury, but he was flexing that arm for multiple plays in a row. So it is nice to show off that toughness. He was still out there making big plays, even though he wasn't feeling 100% healthy. This is a really good play from both Keidron Smith and Cam Smith. I did like what I saw from Keidron Smith. I know I did a video on Keidron Smith out of Kentucky, and that video got a decent amount of views, so you might have seen that video. But good job communicating pre-snap with Cam and Keidron. This is a tight bunch here, and they're just communicating that they're gonna they're gonna bracket this. Whoever comes first outside, Cam Smith's gonna take, and this puts Keidron Smith in a tough spot because 80 right here is going to the outside, so he's just taking this down to the flat. Good job leveraging this, and then the quarterback's trying to throw this off. Cam Smith does a good job of almost coming off and making this play too. It's a very good throw by the quarterback, but Keidron Smith puts himself in a good spot. But I just love showing off the communication pre-snap. The rookie is communicating with the other rookie. Hey, I got this guy. If he comes first out, he does. He puts himself in a good position. But he also does a good job of coming off of this, knowing that he can help. So if this ball isn't perfectly thrown, it's just out of the outstretched arms of Cam Smith. So the ball could only be thrown a little bit behind to where Keidron Smith has a better chance to make a play on this. So Cam Smith does do an effect. This is a 4th down situation. Good effect on this play by both Smiths. I really liked watching this play, seeing veteran savvy out of Cam Smith to be involved, to pass these things off pre-snap, but then to, bail off of it. This is why I think, you see him playing like a cover 2 or as a cloud corner. Cam Smith is going to excel in this scheme. Can't wait to see him actually play, and the calls that Fangio actually wants to call, unleash the full playbook, because that's not really what he was doing in this game. But yeah, overall, really liked what I saw from Cam Smith. There's maybe some more plays I could have shown, but there was, obviously, it's preseason. He only played 22 snaps, and some of the all-22 that I was getting was cut off short, so some of the plays weren't showing the full play, so that's why I wasn't really showing everything. There's probably 2 more plays I could have shown. One positive, one another catch where there was some negatives on the play, but also some positives to look forward to. But full game from Cam Smith, mostly encouraging. I think there's a lot of promise to take away from this. I think he has a lot of upside. He can play outside and inside corner for this team, and I think he should be one of the starters. Maybe it won't be week 1, but I think at some point he's going to be one of the 3 starters if he's healthy. until Ramsey returns for sure. Like, I think he has to see the field. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know who you guys want to see next. A-Chain, well, A-Chain's coming next, but let me know who you want to see after that. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.